This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Jacqueline Matter.
I'm Ray Collins. We have officially made it to Friday.
Woo! We're here.
John Scalzi says make sure you've got a water bottle and a headband at work today.
Absolutely right. It's going to be and a hat, too. Sunglasses, sunscreen, the whole Florida accoutrement, I think, is going to be required this afternoon. I think so. We got a little bit of fog out there this morning, too. Oh, by the way, I read about the dad jeans on the Urban Dictionary there. High waistband, right? Tapered legs.
Right.
I can see why you'd have a wardrobe full of them, Ray.
Ow! Well played, John. Well played.
At least I own jeans.
There you go.
Okay.
There you
All
go.
right. I'm staying out of this one. I'm going to leave.
A little bit of fog down in Lee County, kind of working its way northward into Charlotte. I think we'll see that spread throughout the morning to other areas as well. So just watch for that if you're commuting this morning. A little bit of high cloudiness indicated by the high bright white on our satellite imagery there, moving in this direction. We'll be with us from time to time today. Lower level clouds, stratus and fog visible closer to our coast as the dark colored clouds. We all have offshore winds today, both north and south in the viewing area. So boaters, ship captains, such, be aware that that's your situation probably throughout the day today, but winds will pick up a little bit in the afternoon. Look for a daytime high that tops out warm in the upper 70s, upper 80s to near 90 with lots and lots of sunshine and a little chance of rain. Back to you guys.
All right, talk to you soon. Thank you, John. Checking the roads right now. A little bit of a slowdown there around downtown Bradenton. Nothing too much to report at this hour of the day. We'll check farther south now into Sarasota County. Oh, some slowdowns there on Fruitville Road between the Tuttle and Beneva heading toward the interstate. Also a slowdown on Bee Ridge, just beyond Cattleman, where it slows down there as you head toward the interstate. Farther south now on the maps, a little slowdown northbound on 41 around Business 41, otherwise all clear at 6:01 on the Friday morning. Well, Saturday, tomorrow, marks 100 days since President Trump took office.
Trump has taken an aggressive approach in that time, just as he did on the campaign trail, and he says he's not letting up. Reed Binyet has more.
President Trump on his 99th day in office set to spend part of Friday with a friendly crowd at an NRA convention in Atlanta. The president also scheduled to stump for Republican congressional candidate Karen Handel in an effort to help the GOP maintain its solid majority in Congress. The president is also expected to sign an executive order aimed at opening offshore drilling in places like the western Gulf of Mexico. Trump's flurry of activity Friday comes as the media and public assess his accomplishments ahead of the symbolic 100-day mark since he took office. The president taking strong action in some areas of foreign policy, with military action in Syria and Afghanistan, and with his aggressive posture on North Korea. But he's coming up short on some of his toughest campaign positions, like NAFTA.
NAFTA is the worst trade deal maybe ever signed anywhere, but certainly ever signed in this country.
The president backing off of plans to withdraw from NAFTA this week.
Well, I was going to terminate NAFTA as of 2 or 3 days from now. So I decided rather than terminating NAFTA, which would be a pretty big, shock to the system, we will renegotiate.
Trump also failing to get budget priorities passed, including funding for the wall, although Congress is set to vote on a short-term spending bill Friday, averting a government shutdown for now. The measure comes as Congress punts on health care, postponing action on another of Trump's campaign pledges, repealing and replacing Obamacare. I'm Reed Binion reporting.
And as Reed just mentioned, suspense is building toward a government shutdown at midnight. And partisan politics is flaring on Capitol Hill. Republican leaders in Congress say they're nearly ready to pass a spending bill. But Democrats insist they won't cooperate if Republicans try to repeal and replace Obamacare. Democratic leader Chuck Schumer is also insisting on provisions on abortion, the environment, and financial regulations. The House is scheduled to vote on a one-week extension this morning. The deadline to pass a spending bill to avoid a shutdown is tonight at midnight. Stay tuned.
The Senate has confirmed law school dean Alex Acosta as Secretary of Labor. The vote fills out President Trump's cabinet just ahead of his 100th day in office. Acosta will lead an agency that enforces workplace protections for about 125 million workers. He served as a federal prosecutor, a civil rights chief at the Justice Department, and a member of the National Labor Relations Board. The president had originally nominated fast food CEO Andrew Puzder for the position, who withdrew after acknowledging he had hired a housekeeper not authorized to work in the U.S. Over in Ohio, police have accused a man of trying to join ISIS. 26-year-old Laith Walid Alabini is in federal custody, and the FBI has raided his apartment. Federal court documents show Alabini's interrupted trip to Syria to fight with ISIS was not the first try. He was previously arrested and escorted out of the Turkish embassy in Washington, D.C. in January. Court documents say Alabini refused to say why he was on that property, but did say you are going to regret this when being escorted off the property. Those documents also say Alabini tried to fly to Turkey just a few days later, but was later stopped in Amsterdam.
In Tallahassee now, the House is preparing to vote on a bill that would ban sanctuary cities statewide. It would force cities to work with federal immigration authorities. Those that don't cooperate would face harsh penalties. This comes just days after a federal judge blocked an executive order to defund sanctuary cities. Sanctuary cities provide a safe haven to those who have immigration issues. New developments now from United Airlines after the company's settlement with a passenger who was dragged off the flight earlier this month. The company is introducing 10 new policies, which includes never removing a passenger unless there is a security or a safety concern. And get this, passengers can now also receive up to $10,000 if they voluntarily get bumped. Employees are also going through more training as well. The clock is also ticking for lawmakers in Florida after spending days in closed-door meetings. Legislators say they have reached a budget deal in Tallahassee. The Senate President and House Speaker announcing the deal yesterday, but they have not released many details about the spending plan. But the nearly $83 billion budget will include an across-the-board pay raise for state employees. There's still a chance that Governor Scott could veto the budget. Lawmakers did not agree to Scott's requests for $200 million for repairs to the dike that surrounds Lake Okeechobee.
The Florida House is approving a bill that would give further protection to people applying to top academic positions at universities and colleges. The bill would require the initial pool of applicants for positions like president and dean be kept confidential. Only the identities of those selected to be among the final group of applicants would be released. Sponsors of the bill say the move is necessary for those who are still employed and don't want their employer to know they're looking elsewhere.
When we're competing for our universities, we need to make sure that everybody possible that has talent applies here. We can't let fear be a deterrent to come to Florida.
Those against the bill say the information about applicants is vitally important to the public.
Back to federal news again. Congressman Vern Buchanan is sponsoring a bill that would stiffen sentences for people who kill or attempt to kill first responders. The House Judiciary Committee approved the bill yesterday. It's called the Thin Blue Line Act. It comes after a number of officers were killed nationwide in shootings. In fact, it increased by 50% last year. The full House will vote next month.
Meanwhile, the governor is responding to a challenge of his authority going before the Florida Supreme Court. Orlando State Attorney Ramos Ayala says Scott violated the state constitution when he took away almost 24 cases from her office. Scott made that decision after Ayala announced she wouldn't seek the death penalty against alleged cop killer Markeith Lloyd. The governor, though, says his actions were legal.
And some new rewards for the 5,000 families in Florida who are caring for foster children. A bill is going to the governor that gives foster parents some perks, free annual state park passes, also half-price discounts on campsites, and also families that have a special needs child in their foster care receive a one-time annual park pass. And going to a park sounds like a great idea as long as you bring plenty of liquid.
Yes.
And I don't mean adult beverages, I mean water.
That's absolutely right. Lots of water. Got to stay hydrated this weekend. You know, I think sometimes we forget just what it's like to be in the 90s because it's been almost a year since we've been there. And you can really lose a lot of water very, very quickly and not know it until it's too late.
I recall the 90s. A lot of dad jeans the 90s. Oh, I'm sorry. 1990s.
Ray, that was the 70s.
Oh, there's the problem. Got it.
We've got some pleasant weather shaping up over the weekend. I think if you want to get out and recreate, though, the showers will be at a minimum. We'll talk about that in a second.
All right, good to know. Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, it's a frustrating fact. Crashes happen almost every day on our stretch of I-75.
We'll tell you why these accidents happen so frequently and how it may change your daily commute after this.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services. Suncoast.com.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
For years, I told everyone my Craftmatic adjustable bed was the greatest until I got the new Craftmatic Legacy. It has an adjustable pillow feature that's awesome. You're gonna want one too when you see how little they cost.
If you've ever had a bad night's sleep, call and price the new Craftmatic Legacy. It has so much more than other adjustables and still costs up to 50% less. Featuring a rising adjustable pillow rest, bedside power plugs, underbed night lights, and more. Available in all mattress types with optional heat and soothing massage for as much as half the price of Tempur-Pedic, Sleep Number, and other adjustables. Enjoy temporary relief of low back pain, nighttime heartburn, mild arthritis. Adjust the rising pillow feature to help align your head, neck, and shoulders. See for yourself with our 30-day in-home trial. So call and price one today for less, up to 50% less.
You get so much more and it still costs less. You gotta see how little they cost.
Call 1-800-237-0214. That's 1-800-237-0214. Call 1-800-237-0214. Call now.
When you want to get away from it all, to a place where you can do everything, or nothing at all, surrounded by natural beauty and all the modern amenities you might desire, then you'll want to be here at the Wanna Be Inn on the beautiful shores of Manasota Key, Florida. To plan your escape, log on to wannabeinn.com.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
The Wild Broadway series at the Players Center brings you the classic farce, Boeing, Boeing. It's the 1960s, and our swingin' bachelor is juggling 3 beautiful stewardesses from 3 competing airlines. But what happens when Boeing produces a faster plane? Comedy ensues. Call the Players at 365-2494 or visit us online at theplayers.org. Opening April 26th, it's Boeing, Boeing.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
So looking at an air temperature coming in at 70 degrees right now. We have a dew point pretty close to it at 67. Winds fairly light out of the east at 5. Light winds, temperature and dew point close together, fairly clear skies. Kind of a recipe for fog, and we do have a chance at seeing fog forming again in our area. Now, mostly it's been to our south where it's been the thickest, but it is starting to migrate a little bit further to the north, and we have a chance of seeing it in our locale. Now, it's not real thick fog. It's not the kind of stuff that will cause the commute to come to a halt, but in some instances, you may have to ease up on the gas pedal just a little bit. 72 degrees, Wauchula, 71 in Arcadia, 71 in Mayaca, 70 Sarasota. Venice coming in at 73, so is Inglewood. Longboat Key comes in at 74 and 72 degrees in Bradenton. So across the state right now, we have a nice easterly wind flow, and that'll be with us all day long. A nice offshore wind flow. But even if it was onshore, don't see any problem with red tide. And there are going to be a lot of people at the beaches this weekend, no doubt about it. And there's the good news. All of the Mote Marine spotters find all of our area beaches not having any significant amounts of red tide toxin in the air to cause irritation. And in fact, water samples at all of these area beaches, the preliminary report comes out saying that we have very low concentrations in only a couple of spots, and it's absent most everywhere else along our beaches. So It looks like that's, at least for this weekend, that's gone, the red tide threat. So glad to see that. As far as our area goes in terms of rainfall, it's still dry. There's nothing here that supports any kind of drought-busting rains. Really, as I look all the way down for the next couple of weeks, don't see anything. So I think we're just going to have to be waiting for our rainy season to start. There are the shower and thunderstorms that could produce severe weather today. They are already starting to bubble, even at this time of the morning. We have a big trough of low pressure and some very extreme upper-level energy in this region. And in fact, that could be a location for severe weather today and probably tomorrow as well. This system is not moving all that much. So large hail, gusty winds, tornadoes, all possible in parts of Kansas, Nebraska, Oklahoma, back into the Front Range of parts of Kentucky, Tennessee, and Indiana, Illinois as well. That low pressure area will gradually lift northward, slowly bringing that frontal boundary southward. But it won't be until next week that it has any impact on our weather whatsoever. Until then, it's all about that big blue H. High pressure will bring us a very stable environment, a southerly wind flow, pumping up moisture at the surface, but aloft, dry air and that stable sinking dome of high pressure will keep our rain showers at a minimum this weekend. 10%, that's the best I give it. Even though our temperatures are going to be very warm and we kick in a sea breeze every day, we'll look for the better chances of rain to occur as that other front slowly approaches Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you so much, John. Taking a look at traffic throughout the Suncoast. State Road 70 in both directions as you head towards 41, seeing a little bit of increase in traffic. Also 301 as you head south in Sarasota County. Pretty quiet throughout that region. Not a whole lot going on. Looks like Fruitville, Bee Ridge, and Clark Road pretty clear. 41 and I-75 looking good as well. As we head into South County, pretty quiet. A little bit of congestion on Business 41 towards Venice. Other than that, not a whole lot going on. No accidents across the Suncoast. And speaking of traffic, let's talk about the crashes and backups on the main interstate through the heart of the Suncoast, I-75.
Now, accidents and ongoing construction can always cause congestion. These accidents happen very frequently. In fact, just yesterday, we caught this one. 2 cars collided at the Bee Ridge exit off 75, sending 3 people to the hospital. 80-mile stretch of interstate that goes from northern Manatee County to southern Sarasota County. It sees an average of 4 crashes each day, according to data from April 2016 to April 2017.
But have you ever wondered if there are certain locations or maybe times when the danger is higher?
Kate Flexter wondered. She did some digging into trends that could change your daily commute.
Bryant LaRosa takes I-75 from his home in Ellington to his office in downtown Sarasota every day.
I'm very alert when I'm driving because I know how bad I-75 is. You have to be alert at all times.
It was that awareness that saved him from being in an accident on I-75, barely pulling out of the way of a speeding truck.
He ended up hitting the person in front of him. So that would have been me.
Florida Highway Patrol keeps track of every single accident on the interstate, detailing the time, conditions, and severity of each crash. We got access to that data and looked specifically at April of 2016 to April of 2017 on an 80-mile stretch of interstate from northern Manatee County to southern Sarasota County. Here's what we found. Every single dot you're seeing on this map represents an accident. In total, we counted nearly 1,400 crashes involving 2,500 vehicles.
You see all kinds of stuff, pile-ups, cars on fire.
People just drive too fast and bobbing and weaving through lanes, and it's just something I don't want to be around.
Of those crashes, only 14 of them involved deaths. The vast majority were just fender benders. But there are certain places and times that hitting the interstate is particularly dangerous. The worst times to drive the interstate are no surprise. Morning and evening rush hour see the most accidents. But interestingly, just an hour can make all the difference. For example, you're more than twice as likely to get in an accident at 8 a.m. as you are at 9 a.m. The same holds true at 5 p.m. compared to 7 p.m. And the most dangerous day to take the interstate is Friday. But you might be surprised to learn about 70% of crashes happen in the daylight during clear conditions. State Trooper with Florida Highway Patrol Ken Watson explains why.
And the reason that we have more crashes when it is beautiful out is people, again, are taking their eye off the road. They don't feel that it's paramount to be paying attention.
As for who is likely to be involved in these crashes, 20 to 24-year-olds top the list. Watson says those are the drivers most likely to reach for their gadgets while behind the wheel.
This is the generation that grew up with them, so it is more difficult for them to put them down while they're operating that motor vehicle.
And there's a reason you're asked to slow down in construction zones.
With that additional eye candy on the interstate, people are taking their eyes off the road and they're looking at the construction.
We caught up with Marlena Gore of Florida's Department of Transportation at the University Parkway Diverging Diamond Project. The area saw more than 70 crashes in just a year.
We're here at University, and this is one of the places where we see a lot of accidents. Do you think it has anything to do with the construction going on here?
Well, construction can be distracting, and if you're a distracted driver, then obviously it could cause an issue. For instance, we got the roller who's running right here. He's coming to you, so it kind of may give you a sense of, oh wow, well, I need to move over a little bit, but you got to think there's somebody next to you in traffic.
While there may be a correlation between crashes and construction zones, Gore says updates to Florida's infrastructure may actually prevent accidents in the long run.
We have a ridiculous number of people moving in the state of Florida every day. It's hard to keep up, but we're doing the best we can.
And for drivers like La Rosa, the interstate is quickly becoming a place he avoids.
I have to find alternate routes, 301, 41, anything that will stop me from having to go to 75 because I know it's such a danger, really. You run into an issue every time you go through it.
Kate Flexter, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
If you want to learn more about your morning commute, go to our website at mysuncoast.com and click on that link for more information. Personally, I can't wait until that diverging diamond is done by August at Lakewood Ranch and I-75. I was over there last night and just a real mess around traffic.
Right, and well, and then there's also that diverging diamond in Manatee County expected to come here in the next couple months on State Road 64 as well.
Yeah, that's coming eventually as well, that's right.
Lots of traffic congestion here on the Suncoast.
Still ahead, the NFL draft kicked off last night in Philadelphia.
We'll tell you where the biggest names in college football were picked and which players are still available coming up.
Introducing the all-new Alfa Romeo Giulia, a performance masterpiece. Race-inspired handling and lightning-fast response times take your drive to the next level. Find yours at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
That is a pretty good breakfast. You're not even eating.
Not hungry.
No? Why not? What's up?
Kath and I knew that Jenny had been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
This is an important medical announcement. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to uncontrollable bleeding and even death. If you've been prescribed one of these drugs and have experienced these dangerous side effects, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that Pradaxa can cause more heart attacks than warfarin, and other countries have already issued safety warnings against this drug. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. The call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to Pradaxa victims, and thousands of Xarelto victims are filing their legal cases. Call the Drug Watch hotline if you or a loved one used Xarelto or Pradaxa and experienced uncontrollable bleeding, brain hemorrhage, or even death. You must call now.
Call 800-793-6055. 800-793-6055.
Since 1928, Kerastan has been setting the standard in carpets and rugs, producing non-allergenic wools that won't promote the growth of bacteria or dust mites like other carpets will. Kerastan wools actively remove contaminants from the indoor air, making your home healthier. And there are many colors and patterns and textures to choose from. Come see for yourselves.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Julia from Alfa Romeo. Appearance. Performance. Power. Find yours at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Pretty shot there. Another Chamber of Commerce picture of the lights twinkling there. Nice skyline scene of the downtown Sarasota area.
Beautiful shot this Friday morning. I love that. Every single morning. So beautiful to see that.
Should be a hot weekend. Details from John Scalzi next, but first, 6:24 on this Friday morning.
The future of professional football is finding out where they'll be suiting up.
Well, the first night of the NFL draft was filled with tears and surprises and a player's baby who stole the show. Candace Gibson has the latest.
In this morning's GMA First Look, the future stars of pro football on display at the draft in Philadelphia.
The Cleveland Browns select Myles Garrett.
Texas A&M's Myles Garrett, the first-round pick, kicking off the evening.
Big things are coming.
With every selection, cheers and tears. One player celebrating with his baby, even Sasquatch joining the party.
Come on, Philly, come on!
But it wasn't all fun for NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell. The league's top boss met with boos on every trip to the podium. And there's big bucks at stake for players making the first-round cut. For the number one pick, that top spot could be worth a 4-year contract and $30 million, compared to a second-round selection where a contract on average is worth just $5 million over 4 years. And we'll have even more on the NFL draft coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Candace Gibson, ABC News, New York.
My friends think we shop at all the expensive stores. Actually, we shop at Burlington. They have all the best brands. Dresses, shorts, sandals, swimsuits. Look at this price. Everyone thinks we spend so much more. We love Burlington.
Hey, allergy muddlers, are you one sneeze away from being voted out of the carpool? Try Zyrtec. It starts working hard at hour 1 and works twice as hard when you take it again the next day. Stick with Zyrtec and muddle no more.
One or two, or both. Because at VisionWorks, when you buy a pair of glasses, you get a second pair at no additional cost. Go to visionworks.com/deals for your coupon. It's all about helping you be a better you. VisionWorks. Shop in store or online.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big, or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $10 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand, with no surprises, and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular received a J.D. Power Award for highest customer service. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and switch now. For a limited time, get your first month of service free. Call 800-457-2317, go online, or visit a Target store today.
Everyone loves a bright and cheerful smile. Not everyone can find the dental care they need and can afford. Now there's a place nearby where anyone can receive professional quality dental care at an affordable cost. The LECOM School of Dental Medicine in Lakewood Ranch is now accepting patients. You will receive your care in comfortable, state-of-the-art treatment rooms. To schedule your appointment, please call the LECOM Dental Group practices, 941-405-1600. We will be happy to see you smiling again.
What Florida city is best known for spaceflight?
Cape Carnival.
Cape Carnival? Close enough. What condiment includes vinegar, molasses, and anchovies?
Westchester sauce?
Close enough. And now, a word from our sponsors.
One-off from the Florida Lottery. Now available for pick 2, 3, 4, and 5 games. Miss by one on any or all numbers and still win.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
When you want to get away from it all, to a place where you can do everything, or nothing at all, surrounded by natural beauty and all the modern amenities you might desire, then you'll want to be here at the Wanna Be Inn on the beautiful shores of Manasota Key, Florida. To plan your escape, log on to wannabein.com.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, new details on a plan from Sarasota City and County Commissioners to fight the ongoing homelessness problem here on the Suncoast.
We're learning more about what led to 2 fires at Port Manatee in just over a week and what's being done to stop it from happening so easily.
A foul smell in the tap water in Manatee County might have you on high alert. What's being blamed and how it'll affect you. Your Suncoast News starts right now.
Live from the ABC 7 studios. This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Pretty shot of the horizon just before dawn breaks here on the Suncoast. Beautiful start to the day. Should be a warm weekend. 6:31 right now. Glad you're with us. I'm Ray Collins.
And I'm Jacqueline Matter. Certainly love getting the chance to meet our viewers when we're out about in the community. I got to meet Gina, who works at Geyer's Meat Kitchen yesterday when I was going to get my dog a marrow bone. And she said she loves all 3 of us joining us every single morning with a warm cup of coffee right there with you.
All right.
Let's check in with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Yeah, Geyer's is great. They have some good stuff there, too. We're looking at some very pleasant conditions across the Suncoast. You saw on the tower cam just a little bit of that cloud cover hugging the coastline and a little bit of haze in the atmosphere on the horizon as well. Fog is around again this morning, and we have it creeping northward as we've been talking about all morning long. Now moved into Punta Gorda, giving a half-mile visibility there. It will probably move further northward before the sun rises, and it all just dissipates, leaving us with mostly sunny skies. High, thin clouds streaming in from Gulf waters, visible as bright white here on our satellite imagery. That'll be moving across the region in the lower level clouds indicated by the gray cloud cover just hugging the coastline. That too should mix away pretty quickly with a little daytime heating. After that, daytime temperatures climb to near records close to the 90 mark. Complete forecast details coming up in a few.
Thank you, John. Checking the morning commute right now. Busy from Palmetto into Bradenton already on the DeSoto Bridge. Farther south now at State Road 70, they'll build up there going in the eastbound lanes. Sarasota pretty clear right now, and South County shows nothing to show at 6:32 on your Friday morning.
Topping our news this half hour, homelessness continues to be one of the top issues here on the Suncoast, especially in Sarasota County.
Yeah, and also in downtown Sarasota as well. But now, for the first time in over a year, the county and the city, get this, plan to work together. Details from our Rick Adams. The city and the county will work together and focus on a permanent supportive housing approach. As part of this plan, the Salvation Army would increase the number of shelter beds for temporary housing, which would lead to more permanent housing elsewhere. While homeless individuals are in housing, they would receive services they need to improve their overall health, including mental health.
people will only be sheltered for 30 days or less on the way to permanent housing. Housing first means that you start with housing and provide wraparound services.
If the community can come together and embrace all of these components from the entry to the exit of housing, then the plan will see the community will see significant reductions in homelessness.
The two sides hope to plug in their plan in the next few months.
A convicted felon is facing more charges after a foot chase leads to a major drug trafficking arrest. Robert Harrell was arrested yesterday on charges of armed trafficking in cocaine, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, and possession of marijuana with intent to sell, according to the Manatee County Sheriff's Office. Deputies found many of those items in a warrant search of the home where Harrell was staying. But before they got there, he left in his car. When they attempted to pull him over, he ran away and threw some of the drugs and a firearm in a ditch. He was finally apprehended by a canine and taken into custody.
Unusual story here. A Bradenton woman is behind bars this morning after allegedly offering sex to an undercover detective for $25 and chicken McNuggets. The detective picked up this person, 22-year-old Alex Dorino, at the Marathon gas station on 14th Street West, where he told her how much cash he had. Well, she agreed and then offered the McNuggets as well. She was busted shortly after. Dorino was arrested and charged with prostitution and possession of drug paraphernalia. She is being held at the Manatee County Jail this morning.
A follow-up now on that fire at Port Manatee that sent 5 people to the hospital and caused part of US 41 to be shut down in Palmetto on Wednesday. According to North River fire officials, the sulfur fire was sparked by machinery. Chief Michael Rampino says when sulfate dust is wet, it's stable, but when the product gets dry, the friction can actually spark a fire. The corporation leases the property at the port where they store the sulfate. Trucks were dumping water on that product every hour, and about after 2 fires broke out on that property in the last 10 days, the company plans to pour water on the sulfate every half hour. They also plan to install a sprinkler system, so if another fire breaks out, it can be put out quickly.
The problem that they're having out there currently is, as you're aware, not really experiencing drought conditions, but it's very dry. The good thing about the port is it's not very populated residential-wise, and last night the wind was in our favor.
All 5 people who were hospitalized have been treated and released. Chief Rampino says the fires did not pose any health hazards for nearby residents.
New this morning, algae being blamed for stinky tap water in Manatee County. The county says while the drinking water may smell or taste earthy and musty, it is still safe to drink. Utilities officials say water tests over the past several weeks have indicated high levels of blue-green algae. It's the result of algae blooms that are common on Lake Manatee this time of year. There are no known health effects, though, caused by this algae.
A local school is capturing attention by, get this, capturing the sun. Workers are installing more than 600 solar panels at the Out of Door Academy School. The campus has been around since the 1920s, and each year leading up to Earth Day, students develop service projects in hopes of giving back to the environment. This year's project involves the installation of pure energy from the sun to all of their buildings, saving them nearly $30,000 a year in electricity.
Those costs can be reinvested in teachers and curriculum and enhancing program. And I think it also is just a really important message for the next generation that being good stewards of the planet is maybe their most important responsibility.
The Out of Door Academy is the only school in our area making this type of investment on solar energy and expect completion to be done by June. They also have a school in Lakewood Ranch, which they hope to expand solar power at as well.
New technology is coming to Charlotte County that can help people who wander away with Alzheimer's or dementia. It's called Project Lifesaver. It's actually a bracelet that the person wears that emits a GPS radio frequency that can be picked up within a mile radius. A new drone being built by Lockheed Martin will extend that radius to 3 miles, which could help rescuers find the person wearing it even faster.
People go missing and it's dark and it's rainy and it's dreary. The bloodhound can't get a signal. Can't send the helicopter up. I can show up with this and it will work.
The cost for one bracelet is $300. Drones are even more expensive, though. The Charlotte County Sheriff's Office is hoping to raise enough money to purchase one of those drones.
Happening today, a Suncoast nonprofit is having its annual golf tournament to support pediatric brain cancer research and families going through that fight. The Peyton Wright Foundation works with families, physicians, and social workers to provide practical relief for things like fuel, food or housing expenses so families can give full concentration to their child's care and treatment. The foundation was established in 2008 by Patrick and Holly Wright in honor of their daughter Peyton, who passed away from brain cancer at the age of 5. The tournament will tee off at Longboat Key Club.
Lovely family and lovely foundation there. In honor of Arbor Day, Sarasota County is going to give away trees. That's right, they're going to mark the day at the historic Bidwell House at 9 a.m. A program offers a limited number of trees to residents. You can choose from one of 4 species and plant it on your property. They'll give away 125 trees this morning. The Bidwell House is at 1260 12th Street near Coconut in Pioneer Park. Speaking of free, Bradenton Veterinary Hospital will offer free ice cream at 12:30. The vet there says it's a way to have fun and take a cool break with the Suncoast friends. Also, puppy cups for your dog will be available as well, which might be very good timing in light of the heat out there on the Suncoast, John.
Absolutely. I'm just thinking I should get in some dog ice cream now. It's that time of year.
I know, exactly. That's what I was thinking as well.
You can get it at the grocery
Sounds
store.
refreshing.
Little cups. Yeah, they love it. Oh, they go crazy for it.
Never once complained.
And I like ice cream too.
Oh yeah.
I might
Some
get
ice
some
cream
for
sounds-
myself. Not the dog variety, mind you. Looking at some possible isolated showers later today. We'll have that forecast for you after the break.
I actually had a milkshake at 9 o'clock last night.
Oh man.
Up past my bedtime having a milkshake, 0
Wow.
for 2. Yeah.
I'm surprised you're not on a sugar overload right now.
Cutting loose, weren't you?
I was wild. Still ahead, most theme park rides are filled with, what is that?
Animatronic?
We'll tell you what that is.
Plus, we'll show you how one celebrity gave guests at Disneyland the ride of a lifetime. That's next.
It's been about a month, and I can honestly say I've seen the change in me. I went from being a depressed girl who didn't want help to this happy, caring girl who loves helping other people. I just really hope that people that went through what I went through get the help that they need, because their story is important and they are loved. Thank you so much for everything.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-628-1251. 800-628-1251.
At Bacon Furniture's spring clearance event, we've slashed prices on our most popular styles. Look for the red balloons for the biggest savings. Save 30, 50, even 70% off throughout the showroom. Bedrooms, dining rooms, sofas, chairs, recliners, and so much more. All at the lowest prices of the season. Don't miss the spring clearance event going on now only at Bacon's Furniture and Design in Sarasota. Nobody beats Bacon's.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate or shop at Goodwill,
I am creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
It's the season of savings right now during the spring clearance event at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Over 100 standard and available safety features make the new Chrysler Pacifica a safe investment for any family. And right now, you can own one for just $24,999. Or get one of America's longest-lasting pickups and save up to $11,000 on a new Ram Crew Cab. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
If you're just joining us, we have a temperature of 70 and a dew point of 67, within 3 degrees of each other with relatively calm winds and clear skies. That means we have the potential for some fog developing just as we did yesterday morning. It's starting south, it's lifting north across the region. Down around Punta Gorda, you've got half-mile visibility, and it could encompass more of the area before the sun comes out, mixes up the atmosphere, and gets rid of the fog problem. And it's not all that thick, but it is out there, and motorists should be aware of that. 69 degrees down in Punta Gorda, 71 in Northport, Arcadia at 71, so is Wauchula, Parrish, Bradenton, 72 at Lakewood Ranch, 74 degrees Longboat Key, 73 in Venice and in Inglewood. So across the region right now, despite the fact that we have a little extra moisture around, the afternoon sun, the drying conditions, the amount of soil available for fires places our fire danger index in the very high category in a number of counties in and around the Suncoast. So over the weekend, we have to be extremely cautious, especially in these areas in red where wildfires are very easy to start and would require professional suppression if they did start. So obviously we have burning bans in Sarasota and Manatee counties, and we need to be very mindful of open flame this weekend, as I don't see any kind of rain showers coming our way to really reduce those drought indexes at all. That's not going to happen this weekend. As far as rainfall goes, we might pick up an isolated shower or two. What I'm a little concerned about is that we might also pick up an isolated thunderstorm. And of course, the lightning pops from an isolated thunderstorm during the dry season. It was one of the primary wildfire starters, so we'll have to watch for that. Big showers and thunderstorms blooming with a severe weather potential in the heart of the country, an area of low pressure and a frontal boundary kind of meandering in that section of the country. It'll probably take several days for it to move out of this region. Once it does so, it may drag a cold front closer to us by the beginning of next work week, chipping away at that high pressure ridge a little bit, sufficiently to maybe increase our rain chances a touch. But until then, the influence of that high is going to be what drives our weather over the weekend. Southeasterly wind flow, a stable environment aloft with some drier air aloft as well. At the surface moisture increases due to that southeasterly wind flow, and it feels very humid and kind of sticky during the afternoons over the next several days. Plus, very warm with that sinking dome of air, the compressional heating, like pumping up a bicycle tire and the pump gets hot. The same thing, the sinking air causing that heating of the lower parts of the atmosphere. So we'll probably get many places breaking records this weekend, or at least getting close to it. We'll get close to it. Our record is 92. We'll get pretty close to that. Near record heat, isolated showers, lots of sunshine. That takes us into the weekend with about a 10% chance of a shower along the sea breeze front through the weekend. That's not much. And then as we head into next week, maybe a little better as that front approaches. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks so much, John. Taking a look at Suncoast roadways this morning, 301 seeing some congestion both north and southbound. Also State Road 70 as you head east towards I-75. Other than that, Manatee County looking pretty quiet as we head into Sarasota County. Some congestion on 41 between that split in between 301 and 41. Also Bee Ridge Road as you head towards 41, seeing some congestion mostly due to that construction project going on. Venice and South County looking pretty quiet. I-75 clear and no accidents throughout the Suncoast. In this hour's Health Smart, type 2 diabetes can cause medical complications in certain organs, including your brain.
A new study suggests overweight people with type 2 may have more severe issues in brain structure than first realized. Researchers used MRIs to examine brain structure and found that clusters of gray matter were thinner in the brains of diabetic patients. They say the long-term effects of diabetes on the brain could resemble Alzheimer's disease in diabetic patients. Okay, entertainment news now. Bill Cosby now says that he is blind.
In a recent interview, the 79-year-old says about 2 years ago he woke up and told his wife he couldn't see. Doctors later said nothing could be done to restore his sight. He says he misses performing and does hope to return to the stage one day. He does still face criminal charges of drugging and sexually assaulting a Temple University employee. Jury selection in that case begins next month. Cosby has pleaded not guilty and denies similar claims from more than 50 other women.
Two-time Tony Award winner James Earl Jones will be given a special Tony Award for Lifetime Achievement. He made his Broadway debut back in 1957. He has since performed on stage, TV, and film, including the iconic voice of Darth Vader for years in Star Wars. He also is the one that says, "This is CNN." The 71st Annual Tony Awards, hosted by Kevin Spacey, appears on another network on June 11th.
You could give him a run for his money.
Oh,
You should start saying that.
Thank you. Wow.
Well, here's the question. Who is the real Mickey or Minnie? Well, better yet, who is the real Captain Jack Sparrow? Take a look at this. Imagine the surprise when riders on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride at Disney World or at Disneyland rather, saw the real Captain Jack Sparrow, aka Johnny Depp, complete in costume and character, staggering down the stairs and brandishing his sword. Depp thrilled the riders as they grabbed their cell phones to record that special occasion. One fan said she's had some great Disney experiences before, but this one by far one of the best. The movie Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Men Tell No Tales opens next month.
You know, I first rode that ride back in 1977 with my parents in Orlando, and I rode it a few years ago. It was identical.
Really?
I mean,
I love that ride. I think that ride's
I like
fun.
it too, but nothing has changed. To see Johnny Depp in there suddenly, wow, that's a little surprise.
I know. Could you imagine?
I wouldn't think it was him.
He does a pretty good job at playing that character as well.
He's done well for himself. Just check his bank account. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, a soldier gets the chance to surprise his family.
We'll show you that special homecoming coming up after this.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining. ABC 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you weeknights at 5.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big, or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $10 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand, with no surprises, and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular received a J.D. Power Award for highest customer service. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and switch now. For a limited time, get your first month of service free. Call 800-457-2317, go online, or visit a Target store today.
This is a special health alert for seniors suffering with joint pain. If you have Medicare insurance, you may qualify for high-quality support braces at little or no cost.
I'm thrilled with my knee braces.
Now, there is a simple and proven solution for seniors to get out of pain with state-of-the-art support braces.
I barely feel any pain at all.
Braces for your knees and back, as well as your shoulders and ankles, too.
I'm so happy with the quality of these braces.
Call now, and you could qualify for a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost.
I can play ball again, and it doesn't hurt.
And because of my Medicare coverage, it costs me next to nothing.
So call now.
And because I have this red, white, and blue Medicare card, my braces have cost me just about nothing.
It's true. You may get a knee, back, shoulder, and ankle brace at little or no cost.
They qualified me for 2 knee braces and a back brace.
If you have knee or back pain, give them a call. They can help.
1-800-476-8967. 1-800-476-8967.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Pickle beets.
You keep going back to pickle beet. I want ooh la la.
With unlimited colors to choose from, I knew we would find one they would agree on.
Ace is the place with the sienna rose color you love. Or pickled beets.
This one would be nice.
Maybe aged Bordeaux.
Don't miss these April Red Hot Buys. 6 convenient Sarasota locations and now open in Bradenton, Northport, and soon Osprey.
Pretty shot looking from our tower cam toward the west. So what you're seeing there is the 10th Street boat ramp, very heavily used during the day and will be this weekend. There's Sarasota Bay, and off in the distance, Longboat Key.
Beautiful. I'm sure it'll be a gorgeous sunrise this morning, and I think John even mentioned a gorgeous sunset as well on this Friday.
All right, 6:53. Here are the top headlines making news this morning.
Algae being blamed for a foul smell in the tap water in Manatee County. County officials say while the drinking water may smell or taste earthy and musty, it is safe to drink.
A fire in Port Manatee Wednesday night being blamed on some machinery. The 5 who were injured have all been treated and released.
And a convicted felon facing more charges after a foot chase leads to a major drug trafficking arrest. Robert Harrell was arrested yesterday on charges of armed trafficking and cocaine, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, and possession of marijuana with intent to sell.
Morning commute so far relatively light. Not too many slowdowns. First off there in Manatee County. We'll check farther south now into Sarasota County. We'll see a few slowdowns. First off on Fruitville Road near Beneva. A little slowdown there also as you head toward the interstate in front of the Target Plaza there. A real slowdown heading eastbound. Also Bee Ridge. What do you know? That ongoing construction project there causing slowdowns both near 41 and also toward Tuttle and Beneva. And then farther south we'll see nothing to report at 6:54 on your Friday morning. John?
Well, it's going to be hot and steamy today. Daytime highs will top out near record temperatures most everywhere. 90 degrees here in Sarasota. The record here is 92. By the way, on our website, mysuncoast.com, I've placed a number of area record temperatures. You may want to check those out. Next chance of rain, good chance of rain, probably won't come until next week. But each and every day, right straight through the next couple of days, an isolated shower, maybe an isolated thunderstorm along the sea breeze front in inland areas is a possibility. A small possibility, but a chance of it anyway. Don't forget sunscreen if you're headed to the beach, and swig on that water bottle through the day.
I think we're going to do that this weekend. Go to the beach for the first time in a while. Love these stories. Soldier reunited with his family. Technical Sergeant Lance Daigle surprised his kids at a Carolina Mudcats game. They were asked to throw out the first pitch in honor of their dad, who they thought was deployed. He was the catcher. So here's that nice little incident where the catcher takes off his mask, and it's actually their father. Let's watch the kids' reaction. Huh? What are you doing here?
Oh, that is so awesome.
You know, we've seen those.
Doesn't that give you goosebumps? Just such a heartwarming story. I love these all the time.
We've seen those hundreds of times, and they never get old. This
time.
Look
at their faces. Oh.
Yeah. Very nice gesture there. The Mudcats. You know the Mudcats, don't you?
I do. I used to intern there back in college.
All right. She was the relief pitcher, in fact.
Yeah, that's what I did.
That's right.
I can't pitch a ball to save my life.
All right. So stay cool this weekend. The word from you is?
Absolutely. Stay cool. Lots of water. Drink water. Get some shade. Enjoy the weekend, though. It'll be a nice one.
All right. Very good. Enjoy your Friday, folks.
Stick around. Good Morning America coming up next.